Once everybody's checked in. So our first class of juniors is now ending the race. So last call for class 2 juniors. Last call for class 2. So our judge today is Holly Heckenthorpe. She's from Wellington, Colorado. She grew up showing Angus cattle and competing in livestock judging. Holly is now attending Colorado State University and getting a degree in agricultural education and hopes to become an FFA teacher following her graduation. So welcome, Holly, and thank you for judging the show. This will be the last call for our second heat of junior beef showing. Last call for our second heat of junior beef showing. Also, attention senior showing. Senior showing. If you were in the first heat of seniors, so that includes Lizzie David, Sydney Howard, Lexi Johnson, and Helene Kaiser, we are going to move you into heat 3. We are not going to have a heat 1 because of the number of scratches. So to make those 2 heats even, we're going to move you to what will be heat 3. So seniors, when I call for you all, I'm going to be calling for senior 2 and senior 3. So Lizzie David, Sydney Howard, Lexi Johnson, and Helene Kaiser, you will be in senior 3.
We saw our Part B show tonight, the junior show, which been just a piece of advice for the exhibitors in the ring and the ones who come in the ring. Leave yourself plenty of room for the next person. Leave yourself plenty of room off the fence so I can walk all the way down. It's just getting a little bit disorganized, a little bit messy for some of us. Just leave yourself plenty of room between the next person and you. We'll use the full ring. With that being said, I think this young man does the best job of staying calm, cool, and collected, and getting his capital in line where he needs to be. Also does the best job of using his stick to get that much speed set the way it needs to be. So I'll see him back in the ring for our next meet. Young lady that comes in next, I think you do the next best job of getting that one's feet set up. Just the problem is I don't think you always have that one's head up quite the way it needs to be. Really get that one's head up in the air. You'll be right with the person in front of you. Young lady that comes next, you're going to be there today because I thought you were the other one that was really calm out here. You gave yourself plenty of room. Maybe just don't always have his feet set up quite quickly. As soon as that one stops, we need the stick worked on. We need that one's feet pulled up. Keep that steer's head up. You're doing an outstanding job. Young lady that comes next, I think your calf is probably just giving you a hard time, but you still got to be a little bit nicer on the stick. Even right now, that calf's front feet can be worked on a little bit. You get them a little bit squared. Young lady that comes next, there's where you need to touch more intensity. Get that calf's head up, get that calf pulled in line. A lot of times that one wanted to swing out, maybe wasn't pulling behind the one where it should have been. Young lady that comes next, that steer is just too stretched out the entire time. Make sure you're watching your competitors to see where his front feet needs to be for the rest of the show, where we set that one's back feet up next. Young lady with the red and white steer, I just think maybe that one's a little bit too big for you to quite control, but you're doing the best possible job you can be doing up here. You're working hard and implementing on that. Outstanding job. And the young lady here at the end, thank you for staying in the ring and trying your hardest. I know that was really frustrating, but you did a really excellent job. So can you give all these exhibitors a big round of applause?
So the results from our first year juniors and team showmanship. Our purple ribbon blazing for Augustus Farms, and he'll be coming back for our overall trophy for juniors. Second place, Valley Farms. Third place, blue, went to Brandon Malcolm. Fourth place, blue, went to Caden's Farm. Fifth place, blue, to Haley Jensen. Sixth place, blue, to Catherine Rogers. Seventh place, blue, to Katie Anderson. And eighth place, blue, to Katie Fairway. Next in the ring is our second heat of juniors. And following our second heat, then we'll be doing our selection for our junior trophy. While we're waiting for our second heat tonight, just a reminder to our senior showman. Just a reminder to our senior showman, the first heat, which includes Lizzie David, Sydney Howard, Lexi Johnson, Lee Kaiser. You will be moving to heat 3. We're not going to have the heat 1 with the number of people that scratched. So we're going to move those 4 into heat 3. So heat 2 and 3 of the seniors will be basically equal numbers. Now in the ring is our second heat of juniors for beef showmanship. So this will be first call for a single class for intermediates. Madison Heller, Emma Heller, Braylon Malcolm, Ainsley Ostergaard, and Greta Ferguson. You are in the intermediates. All of you will be the selection of our junior and champion. will be second call for our intermediate meet showman. Second call for intermediate meet showman.
Pretty competitive junior showman out here. Only two young people that I do standing. We're going to stay in the ring and we're going to bring in the person from the other team to decide our champion reserve showman. I'm just going to talk about the other young people in the ring really quick. The young lady with the short horn temper, I think, does a really nice job. I'm definitely very knowledgeable about that one, how to get her feet set up, where that one looks good. I think maybe that we just need to be a touch quicker if we want to be left in the top three. You're doing a really excellent job. A young lady that comes next, I think you do a really good job of being knowledgeable about your projects. I really enjoy talking to you. I just think when we got on the profile, it goes back to you just a little bit too far, and I got a little bit nitpicky on that, but still a really nice job. Young man that comes next, I think you're working really hard out here. I just think there are times when your feet placement isn't just perfect. So just watch those back feet, keep working hard. A young lady that rounds out the class probably hit the profile, and that's where I think maybe those feet just weren't where they're supposed to be. Make sure we're working in those back feet split, and those front feet squared. All these exhibitors did a really excellent job.
Results from our second heat of juniors, in order. Purple went to Dylan Schmitowitz, and purple went to Paige Husky. So both of those individuals will be coming back in with our other purple ribbon winner from Heat 1 for our selection of champion. The regular standings of that second heat. Third place blue went to Megan Husky. Fourth place blue, Crystal McConville. Fifth place blue, Grant Husky. And sixth blue, the Lorelei Riverson. Now in the ring, we're about to get started. We're going to do a selection of our champion junior showman. So this will be last call for our intermediates. Last call for intermediate showman. And you in the holding area, check in if you haven't done so already, please. So attention seniors following our intermediate class. We currently have our selection of our junior champion in the ring. We'll have our intermediate class, which will also be champion reserves. So seniors, we will start with Heat 2. We'll start with Heat 2 following our intermediates. So Taylor Kramer, Garrett Langley, Trina Pearson, Emma Peterson, Gage Schladewitz, Rylan Schladewitz, and Gracie Snyder will be the first in the ring for seniors.
As we get into our final drive, the junior showman out here, I think these three young people do an excellent job of having the basics done. All of them are set up right. I think maybe what's going to decide my final decision here is the answer to some questions that I just asked. And also, you know, when I handle your cat, you should have her comb out ready to go to fix that hair to get it back in place. There was only one member that did that, and that's going to be the young lady on the end here. She's going to be your champion junior showman. She did a really excellent job.
Our champion junior goes to Paige Wolowoski. Congratulations, Paige.
Then our junior B showmanship, Paige Wolowoski has actually won that in 2020 as well as 2021. And based on the rules in Dawson County, it's 2 years maximum. So therefore, the junior B showmanship will be awarded to Mr. Dillinger Schladewitz. Congratulations.
And we also want to thank our responsible for our juniors. That's the Joe Jeffrey family. Responsible for the trophy for our junior champion. Next in the ring, we will be having our intermediates, that's 12 and 13-year-old. And the trophy sponsor for the champion intermediate is the Dennis Berkey family. So if we have a representative of the Berkey family who would like to present that trophy following the conclusion of the intermediate class, we would love to have you come down at this time. This will be second call for our seniors. Heat 2, senior Heat 2. We're starting with Heat 2, Heat 1 was scratched. So Taylor Kramer, Garrett Langley, Trina Pearson, Emma Peterson, Gage Schladewitz, Rylan Schladewitz, and Gracie Snyder. We need to have your hand with all of your hands this time, please. And while we're waiting for our juniors or intermediates to come in the ring, we've got our great help today is Gracie Snyder and Keith Kaiser. And Travis Beaver is our gateway surroundings. So we thank them for their help. Also, the water. We have water up here that's on ice that's been sponsored by Flatwater Bank. Later this afternoon, we will have a watermelon feed up in Northwest Corner, which is sponsored by Country Market. One Creek Marketplace. So entering now, we have our intermediate showmen. So this is last call for seniors. Heat 2. Last call for seniors, Heat 2.
All purple ribbon winners in our junior beef showmanship. Can you please report to the show board in the southeast corner with your show sticks? We would like to get a picture of you. So again, that's all purple ribbon winners in the junior division with your show stick.
So this will be last call for our seniors. Showmen. Heat 2. Heat 2.
We have one class of intermediate showmen, and I think they all did a really excellent job. The young lady I leave standing, I think, does the best job of getting that one presented. Her head up, her feet set right, even gets that stick out from under. You did a really excellent job. Maybe they won't beat that guy out where you're like, pull something out in front of you, pull your head right in that spot the next time. That's the only thing that maybe you could work on other than that. I thought you did a really excellent job. One of the few that got their combs out, like I asked before. And just a little feedback for everybody. The question I asked was, what are EPDs, and nobody knew what those were. So for you young people, that is expected progeny differences. Ask your parents about it, or producers, they can give you the full breakdown of how complicated those are. But I thought maybe at the very least we should know what those stand for. They play an important role in the industry. The next young lady that's going to be second for black and white steer, I think you did a really good job getting that one set up. Maybe there are times you could get that calf's head just be a little bit more intensity. I still thought you did an excellent job as compared to the girl ahead of you. I think there's a few times you can pull that front foot forward just really. It's just little tiny nitpicky things that if you want to win, then maybe we could work on, but overall you did a really excellent job. The other thing that's going to come next definitely has the fundamentals of showmanship down, but I told her she wanted to be a touch more competitive, though maybe we could get that stick out title going that steering was top down. Young lady that comes in next, I think we just need a little bit more intensity. I like how calm, cool, and relaxed you are up here. Try to get that steer's head up, jangle the chain, get his ears up, maybe be a little bit faster on the stick. I really like how calm, cool, and collected you are, but maybe match that with a little bit more intensity the next time you come to the ring. Also did an excellent job. The young lady that runs out in the class, I think maybe you just look a little bit uncomfortable out here, but you're still doing a really excellent job. I like your smile, I like your enthusiasm, keep working on it. Please give these intermediates a big round of applause.
So congratulations, Braylon Malcolm, for being the champion intermediate showman. Our second purple went to Addison Howard. Third place blue to Emma Howard. Fourth place to Brett Ricketson, and fifth place to Ainsley Oscar. And again, thank you very much to the Dennis Ricky family for sponsoring the trophy for our intermediate shows. Next, we will begin. We have 2 heats of seniors. These are kids that are 14 years and up. This is January 1st this year. In the heat 2, individuals that withdrew, so the remainder of heat 1 into heat 3. So we're starting we need first call for heat 3. First call for heat 3. That includes Lizzie David, Sydney Howard, Roxanne Johnson, Aline Kaiser, Sarah Treffer, Parker Wolohoski, Spencer Wolohoski, J.C. Wolfinger, and Jalen Wolfinger. We need your animals to start coming to the holding area and get checked in this time. Heat 2 is now in the ring.
Just a reminder that the purple ribbon winners from our intermediate beef showmanship class, can you please go over to the show board in the southeast corner with your show sticks for a picture if you haven't already done that. Purple ribbon winners, thank you.
This is going to be our second call for our heat 3 of our senior showman. Second call for heat 3. This is the last call for Heat Creek or Senior Showman, last call. Get checked in if you haven't done so already at this time, please.
A really nice heat of senior showmen and the three young people I'm going to bring back in here for my champion drive. I just thought all of them did an excellent job. The young man that ends up just sitting out of the three, I think, really nice job in terms of stick work and being calm, cool, and collective. Just maybe need to be a little bit faster though. When we pulled up, and I was waiting for you to set her up and waiting for it, and it just never quite got there. You have her set up really nice now. When you do get there, you do an excellent job. Just needs to be a little bit faster if you want to squeeze into those top. Nice job today. Young lady that comes next, I think we just need to work on the basics of getting feet set just a little bit better. Right now, those back feet probably need a bit more of a split, and we did a nice job. A young lady that young lady that finishes down here, I think she does a really excellent job of just being calm, cool, and collected. I enjoyed talking to her. We just need a little bit more intensity on the stick, really trying to get that steer's head up and those back feet split. All these exhibitors did an excellent job. Can we give a big round of applause for our senior showmen?
So the results from our first year seniors, in no particular order. Emma Peterson, purple. Gabe Schlickowitz, purple. And Lana Schlickowitz, purple. They will be coming back on their second heat of senior selection of their senior program. From the right middle of it, so fourth place in heat. First heat, blue, went to Eric Langley. Fifth place, blue, went to Trina Pearson. And sixth place, blue, went to Taylor Kramer. Now entering the ring is our third heat of seniors. And following this heat, we will be doing our selection of our senior trophy, which is sponsored by Carl Heffelman.
You know. Really?
selection of our senior showman champion. We will begin with our breeding big show. We're going to start with the British breeds. For our first class of British breeds, we need to start getting those animals ready. Looking Cat Kaiser and Captain Bartroff. We're in class 1. In the second class, we have Cadence Farr, Ainsley Ostakar, Megan Wolahoski. For the second class of British breeds. So those classes will follow immediately the selection of our champion senior showman. Once again, for those of you in attendance, if you understand, you can grab water and the food down here, sponsored by Water Banks, so please help yourself. Also, this afternoon, we'll have a watermelon feed over in the northwest corner of the arena, sponsored by Uncreek Marketplace. So, when they get set up, it's really enjoy some nice cool watermelon as well. In the ring right now, just a reminder, we have the last class of seniors. Following this class, we'll be doing our selection of our senior trophy.
Rich. This is an extremely competitive class here, so much so that I'm going to leave these 5 standing out here, let them show a little bit longer and bring the other 3 back in so I can choose a champion. And I just want to talk about these young people over here really quick because I also think they did a really excellent job. A young lady really have the basics down. I wouldn't be afraid to sit down anything I undertake in the showroom, so you do a really great job. Maybe we just didn't know the answer quite well to my question. There are times when you got a little sideways and hold that line, and that's why you're going to sit there. Young lady that comes next also did a really good job getting that set up and shown. Maybe just going to be a little bit more intense, a little bit faster on the stage. You did a great job. Young lady that comes next, I enjoyed chatting with you. You're very well spoken. Maybe just need a little bit more intensity getting those feet set up. And the young lady that's going to round out the class, I know that Steer probably wasn't one to work with you when you wanted to get them set up. But you also did an excellent job. Can we get a big round of applause for these exhibitors?
Results from our second final class of senior showmen. Got the no particular order with 5 that will be coming back for our selection of our champion. Purple to Billy Kaiser. Purple to Parker Wolohoski. Purple to Spencer Wolohoski. Purple to JC Goldfinger. And purple to Jalen Wilford. In 6th place, blue, we had Lexi Johnson. 7th place, blue, Sarah Tucker. 8th place, blue, with Lindsay David. And 9th place, blue, with Sydney Howard. So in the ring now, we have our 2 groups from our 2 heats of senior showmen for our selection of our senior champion. That trophy once again is sponsored by that. Following this, we are going to have the start of our league party beat. Excuse me. Breeding beat. We're going to start with the British breed division. So we need Colleen Kaiser, Catherine Bartle, Caitlin Spar, Ainsley Ostergaard, and David Wolohoski. In the holding area, those are the first 2 classes of British breeds. That is our second call for that.
The veterinary size would centigrade, centigrade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's a science guy, you know. But he didn't have an answer, he did.
Not getting a whole lot further to stand
Also,
here.
we have a speaker guest that's joining us today, Brad Williams is here. Our audience here, Judge Jacob Jordan is going to give the seniors here. Tell us that the search analyst. That's a bit of questions. Reality show analysts. Seniors are going to give it.
What's that?
These guys blocking your way in front of you. They're blocking your way. I tried to tell them that. Hey.
How are you? For those of you who joined us a little late, our judge is Holly Court from Wellington, Colorado. She grew up showing English cattle and community livestock, but Holly is now attending Colorado State University. We're going to green and agricultural education and attending the teachers. Appreciate Holly's help today, today, and actually tomorrow. And Gracie Schneider and Keith Kaiser is our ring help. And Travis Rivers helping us with the games. Appreciate all that.
They're there 30 minutes.
Sorry to keep you guys here this long, but there's just a lot of talent in this ring, and it takes some time to sort through talent and see where people rise and see where people fall. I had each one of these young people step into my shoes and tell me which cattle was their favorite, which cattle was their least favorite, and I got to have really good discussions with each and every one of them. I also had discussions about what type of showmanship they preferred. Some of them prefer the calm, cool, collected type, and some of them prefer people that are a bit more intense, and it was really enjoyable to talk to each and every one of them. I do think maybe there's some of my favorites that just responses were just incredible, and at this point it doesn't come down to maybe so much what they're doing out here, because all of them do an excellent job, all of them have set up every single time. For me, maybe there's two young ladies down here that probably should be on the microphone instead of me, because they gave me such a good set of reasons and defended their stance, and I think both of them were in every way just correct, and I think they both did a really excellent job. For me, I prefer someone who's a little bit more intense, and the young lady that I'm going to pick is a champion, never takes her eyes off of me and always has her neck stuff. That's going to be the young lady in black. She's going to be your champion showman today. I'm going to go ahead and select your top three because I know the trophy can't be won twice, so I'm going to continue to go ahead and evaluate these young people. The person that I like the next best is going to be the young lady with the white steer here. She also did a really excellent job. You'll be my favorite. I'm going to pick a gentleman as my third, and I think these three up here did a really excellent job. I think there's one that's probably just a bit more intense with his eye contact. answered his question really well, and that's going to be the young man with the big black pepper in the ear.
So the results from our senior beef showman. The champion senior showman for 2022 is Lee Kaiser. Your reserve champion is J.C. Wolfinger. Third place is Mark Walowski. Congratulations to them, and also thanks again to our head family responsible for countries. This will be the last call for our breeding beef. British breeds, our first two classes. And first call for our third class. There are three classes of British breeds.
Purple ribbon winners for your senior division, so that you in both classes, but in your senior division, purple ribbon winners, if you can please go to the southeast corner to the show board with your show sticks to get a picture. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
So next in the ring, we're going to start with our breeding beef show. Our British beef breeds. First class. Lee Kaiser and Catherine Bartlett. We have three classes of British breed. First one, British breed division is classified as Angus, Hereford, Full Hereford, and Short. We have these three classes of British breeds, and then we will be selecting our champion, British breed heifer and reserve. This will be first call for our third class of British breeds, Elizabeth David and Greg Walowski. Get your two short words ready to go. This will be first call for third class. This will be second call for third class British breed breeding heifers. Second call for class 3.
To kick off our breeding heifer show here, there are 2 nice entries. Definitely for the young ladies, red and white heifer and beef birds. I think that one, just in terms of body capacity, that we should come at for a pin set. Certainly more massive and stout, and at the same time, even though maybe she's a little bit off her hip, gets around the ring flexible enough. I like that one to start. The young ladies that comes next has a lot of length and extension in that female. She's really feminine up front. We just think from there back, she doesn't open up that much. She's a little bit flatter and forward and narrower from behind. I'll leave her second.
We have all the purple ribbon senior showmen. Actually, we photographed area, it's all our purple. Results from our first class British breeds. First place purple went to Winning Kaiser, and second place went to Catherine Martin. Back for our champion, reserve champion selection. Entering the ring momentarily is going to be class 2 of our British breeds. This is also last call for class 3. Last call for class 3 British breed. Getting numbers.
In this particular class, I do like the black heifer to start, mostly from a balance and structure standpoint. I do wish maybe that heifer was just a touch stouter and gave a bit more mass, but I still think that's the more feminine heifer that remains tucked under her chest. Considering the motion, she's certainly the longest stride and I'd like her to start. The young lady's roan heifer that's going to be second, I think that one probably just doesn't balance as well from the side. She's pretty deep there in her chest, doesn't take a deep enough sweep back into her flank. And then get behind her, I still think she doesn't have enough mass to compete with the one ahead of her. A little bit narrower out of her pin set. My biggest issue is that out of her motion, she's just too tight on either end of her skeleton.
So the results from our second class in British breed. First place purple went to Cadence Farr, and second place to Megan Husky. Both of those will also be back after our third class, which is going to be after our session, our champion, reserve champion. This will be first call for our continental breed, first class of continental breeds. Jason Wolfenmere and Megan Husky. First call for class 1, continental breed. This will be second call for our class 1 continental breeds. Second call for class 1 continental breeds.
Where you going?
Wish I had that kind of energy.
I think both these heifers are similar to each other. I think one probably just is a little bit more highly presented, so it makes them a little bit harder to move through. But I think I end up siding with this roan heifer. I think she's really good balanced, and certainly where she has a really big advantage is her rib cage. That one's actually holding true about her core as well as goes deep back into her flank. I think both these heifers can maybe be modified in the way that they flex their paw. But of the two, I do think the roan heifer just has a little bit more reach out of the front end and behind it. I like that one to win. The young lady's red and white heifer here, I think she's really smooth made. I like the way her shoulder blends into her body. And I just think from their back, maybe it's a little bit stouter out of her inset. However, I think that was probably more one that's more permanent instead of her mouth. My biggest issue is I think that one brings quite a bit harsher around her center body and it's tighter back in her behind.
So the results from our third class registry, first place was Grandma Husky, and second place to Elizabeth Davis. Both of those, all those animals in the first three classes will be coming back for our selection for our champion British division. This is last call for our first class of continental breeds and first call for class 2 continental breeds. Last call for class 1, first call for class 2.
In this division, there's three really different sort of heifers that maybe don't need a thing or two fixed about. But I do like the red and white heifer here out in the first class to go ahead and win the division. I think overwhelms the other two just in terms of our mass and dimension, as well as easily as the sound is moving on her feet and legs, even with her hip being just a little bit off. I like that one to win. Can we have the second out of that class, please?
Champion British breed goes to William Kaiser, first class. While we're getting the second place for that class, we'll have a second call for class 2 continental breeds. Second call for class 2.
As we get our second place heifer into the ring, I think the problem with both black heifers here is that she got enough body or mass to really compete. And that's probably where I'm going to go ahead and side for the short arm heifer. I do wish she was probably just a little bit looser, moving off either end. But I think in no regards is that one sound that she doesn't find that job. I like that one's extra breeding pieces to be really tender and that can still be massive and the way she opens up from there. That'll be your reserve out of this division.
And reserve goes to Grandma Husky. Next, we'll start with our continental breed division. We have two classes. We'll follow that with our champion, essentially our champion reserve center, champion continental breed. Continental breed is defined as Charolais, Indian, Belgian, Limousine, being 100% of short plus, key mate, daycare, balancer, and super genetics. Since we have 4 entries in our continental breed division, we will have first call for our third division of crossbreds and commercials. First call for our first class commercial crossbred. Lexi Johnson and Greta Richardson will be in that first class. And this is last call for our class 2 continental breed. This will be second call for our commercial crossbred first class. First class commercial crossbred second call.
Both entries in this, I think, are really nice and can do a lot of great things. Definitely the preference is going to have to go ahead and side for the black and white heifer to win. I could probably probably go on for days and days about how good this one is. She just does everything right. I'll probably talk about her more when we get her back after we drive, but I think she wins and she does so quite handily. That's not to take away from the young man's line, because I also think that one's really nice. Maybe if we were to get picky, I think that one just reads a little bit stale and a little bit too fat today. But other than that, I think she still bounces extremely well. She's still extremely massive and sound. I think that one's just making an excellent cow, really high quality second place.
So the results from our first Continental Breed class. First purple goes to Jason Wolfinger. Second purple, Paige Woloski. Next to the ring will be our second final class of Continental Breeds. So this will be last call for our commercial crossbred class 1. Last call for commercial crossbred class 1. And that's what all of our small animals are not busy with meat. If you have any small animal exhibitor and not showing meat, please go to the small animal line.
Showmanship, because this is just my type of cow in every sense of the word. I just think that's what a good cow should look like. Extra feminine, the right kind of body shape, the right kind of muscle, the right kind of feet legs. I just think that screams female in every way. So a really nice entry to go ahead and start the class. The young lady's going to be second, certainly massive in her body, deep in her flank, and really powerful. I just don't think she's quite built feminine enough, a little bit rounder in shape of her head. She's too straight there in the angle of her shoulder, and then too straight in her hump for passing. Makes some mobility, maybe not as desirable when she gets out there.
So the results of our second class of Continental Breeds. First place purple went to Spencer Woloski. Second purple went to Bristol McConville. Next we will be selecting our champion and reserve champion Continental Breed. And followed up by the next division will be the crossbred commercial. So this will be first call for our second class commercial crossbreds. First call for second class commercial crossbred. This will be second call for class 2 commercial crossbreds. Second call for class 2.
Really high quality division here. I talked highly of both of these heifers. I think there's one that probably just has a touch more breeding value, and I'd be really excited to see what the young lady's going to get out of the hard-point heifer. Certainly it's going to be my favorite. She's going to win this division. Congratulations.
So Jason Wolfinger, your champion in the Continental Breed division. Congratulations, Jason. There's second place. This will be last call for class 2, commercial crossbred. Last call for class 2.
I talk highly of both the females that are standing out here before me. I think they're just extremely good cattle. Both are going to be really productive in their own right. I just think one's quite a bit fancier and they're looking for balance to the side. Like I said, just a picture of an ideal cow for me. That'll be the young man out of the second class.
Your reserve champion level breed goes to Spencer Wallahowski. Congratulations to both JC and Spencer. Next in the ring, we'll start our crossbred, commercial crossbred division. We have 2 entries in the first class. So this will be first call for class 3 commercial crossbreds. First call for class 3. This is the second call for our commercial crossbreds. Second call for commercial crossbred. Class 3. Second call for class 3.
I like the young ladies here on the right to go ahead and start, especially when Mountain gets stopped. I think she has a good balance. She's eye-opening, but at the same time, extremely stout and massive. Maybe if I were to change that one, she could be just a much more flexible girl. Reach just a little bit further there to go her tracks. But I think when Mountain stopped, goes up, an extremely attractive, high-quality female to go ahead and start. The young ladies there in the second, I think it's just a nice looking cow, really bold their body, stout out of her twin set, plenty of sound on the move. I just think as compared to the one ahead of her, she gets a little bit bigger from the side, a little bit bigger around her in her neck and deeper in her chest. She's going to stay second.
So the results from our first class of the commercial crossbreds. First purple goes to Lexi Johnson. And second purple goes to Red Richardson. This is also the last call for commercial crossbred class 3. Last call for class 3. Wrestling is our second class of commercial crossbreds. So this will be first call for class 4 commercial crossbred. First call for class 4.
The heifer I leave standing out here weighs and does so quite easily for me. Skeletal quality, maps, balance, checks all the boxes. And I think the biggest advantage is certainly now gets the relationship easily the second. Really high quality engine for the young lady. She's going to start today. The young lady that's heifer comes next is probably a bit more troublesome for me because there's some people that might contemplate putting their last for structure. I think that was probably the straightest one I've seen today. But at the same time, there may be still some value in one that's that old about their forward and deep after. Certainly comes with plenty of power and muscle. The biggest thing where I keep her in second, I just think she's quite a bit easier. Plus, she's the two red heifers here that round out the class. I think both these heifers are just a little bit harsher about their bodies, flatter and narrower. Maybe I worry about how easy keeping those will be as cows. But give these exhibitors around the class.
So the results from our second class of crossbreeding commercial. First place purple goes to Bristol McClellan. Second blue goes to Trina Pearson. Third place blue goes to Augustus Barnes. And fourth place blue goes to Valley Barnes. Next in the class is our third class, class 3. And this will be second call for class 4. So Dean Kaiser and Emma Peterson. Second call for class 4. Now entering the ring, this will be our third class for our crossbred commercial division. So this will be last call for class 4. Last call for class 4 crossbred commercial.
This class had a few more numbers to sort through, but I think the black and white heifer out here, that comes to the surface that they're logically really eye-catching. You just walk right in the ring and just think, oh, it's got a lot of balance, the right line structure, certainly extra massive, scalp behind. Really puts a lot of good things together, and really high quality entry for the young lady. The heifer that comes next, the other black and white heifer, I think has a really productive look about her. Older, big, huge, really deep side and scalp behind. Certainly sound enough, but I think just as compared to the one ahead of her, maybe that heifer starts to breathe a little bit cleaner on the profile. Doesn't tie her neck in quite as high, her shoulder in quite as smooth, so I like that second. The young lady's white heifer that comes next, there's no one. The young lady's white heifer that comes next to her is stout, powerful, really big out of her neck, expressive in her cycle. Maybe don't think she just has the right kind of feminine look, a little bit shorter neck, a little bit straighter, just doesn't bring the balance I'm looking for from the side. Same goes with the younger red heifer. I think there's plenty of rib and plenty of muscle in them, and I just think structure-wise, I'll be your end. Now it gets a little bit tighter, just quite a bit cleaner through her front one. The young lady's black heifer probably has an advantage for some femininity up front. I just don't think there's enough there. A little bit flatter, rib and mirror around her pinset. The three red and white calves you can round up the class. I just think need a little bit more everywhere, a little bit more rib, a little bit more flesh, a little bit more power. Certainly all our sound and memory are there, but just need a little bit more to compete.
Results from the last three of the first purple goes to Trina Pearson. Second place, purple, Lorelei Dickinson. Third place, blue, Brandon Melvin. Fourth place, blue, Rankin Melvin. Fifth place, blue, Ainsley Ostergaard. Sixth place, blue, Natalie Barnes. Seventh place, blue, Natalie Barnes. And eighth place, blue, Ernesto Barnes. Next in the ring, we have two entries for class 4. And we have a single entry Augustus Barnes for class 5. Augustus, there's only 2 entries, so we have your ready. We'll follow this class 2.
I like the black heifer for this class, just one that certainly overwhelms the heifer behind her in terms of just body and mass, and at the same time, certainly the center option puts together a feminine balance, look from the side. Young lady, red and white, was going second. I think that was extremely stout, maybe the biggest one I've seen all day, but I don't think maybe that one utilizes it quite correctly. Short red heifer, just too tight, straight out by her, and she'll be second.
So the results. For Class 5, Lee Kaiser, first purple, and second purple went to Emma Peterson. We had a single entry for Class 5, that's Augustus Bars, if you bring your animals into the arena. Following the single entry class, Class 5, we will be doing our selection of our champion, reserve champion, commercial and crossbred breed. Following the selection of our commercial crossbred effort, we will be doing our overall champion breeding effort. Following the commercial, our champion reserve, our traditional content breeds, and our animals are in check-in. Really soon.
Single young entry here in this class, and I think this has some femininity about her head and neck, has some length and extension, and I wish maybe that average coach level or it maybe a little bit more than have on shoulder angle. I came with a bit more mass, so I'm gonna go ahead and win this class. You can just stay in the room for a second.
Class 5 is selected as Mark. It's a purple over his place. Next in the ring, we will take back our first and second billables from all those 5 classes for our selection of our champion commercial crossbred heifer. Following this, we will have our overall champion breeding heifer.
quality, and it's hard for me to sort through. But I think there's one that maybe just has the edge in terms of mass and dimension while still being more of a sounder cattle out here. Really just like the lane angle, that one's hip and hind leg, motion sensing for shoulder. And I think the young ladies maybe have a hard time getting it shown, but I think that one still hits me as the highest quality and under your division champion.
Your champion crossbred commercial heifer goes to Green Kaiser.
Well, the heifer that's gonna be in reserve maybe isn't everybody's pick, because I don't think maybe to her front 1/3, she's just a picture of femininity, characterization, balances exceptionally well. And for me, he's also the second soundest heifer out here. That will be the young lady black and white heifer showing in reserve.
Your reserve champion crossbred commercial heifer goes to Trina Pearson. Congratulations to both Lane and Trina. Before we do our selection of our overall champion, we do have a single entry that we're going for Jim Julie Wolfinger for our Continental Composite Senior Network.
This single entry out here because they don't have a particular age division that this one can only compete at, which is really too bad, because she's maybe one of my more favorite ones of the day. I think this heifer is really high quality. Probably one of the soundest heifers I've seen while still maintaining the soundness I'm looking for. The bigger soundness of feature that can be extremely intriguing. I think that young lady's heifer is really good, so can we give out a round of applause as well?
So, Jacob Wolfinger, got Tim Myrtle, Continental Composite Senior Heifer. Next in the arena, we're going to be doing our selection of our overall champion and reserve champion breeding heifer. All three divisions from our British, Continental, and crossbred commercial breeds. And also, I just want to announce the sponsor for our Grand Champions and Reserve Champion Breeding Heifer trophies is the Dawson County Fair livestock boosters. And a representative from clean up the trophies. Following our champion breeding number, overall champion breeding number, we're going to start with our market steers. So this is the first call for Class 1 and Class 2 market steers. First call for Class 1 and Class 2 market steers.
For the selection of our champion breeding heifer, there's one that just hits you all the way along. You see her from every angle. She's standing out there in a holding pen, and that my heifer. I just don't think I can draw her up any better than that, or really describe to you how good she is. It's an extremely high quality champion. This county should be really proud that something of this quality gets shown here. Not every day that you get to see one like that. Please give this young lady a big round of applause.
So the overall champion breeding heifer goes to J.C. Wolfington.
I can see some people maybe disagreeing with me on my reserve because maybe that's not everyone's just pick. I think there's two in here back that are probably just a little bit creepier than her, and some of the breeding pieces a little bit more unique in the things that they do right. But I think there's nothing wrong with the heifer that I'm going to choose as reserve, and that's what makes her so good to me. And that'll be the young man here out of the same division.
And the reserve champion overall goes to Spencer Claus. Momentarily, we'll be having our market meet show started, so we have a second call for our first two classes. The market steers, and first call for class A4. Second call for classes 1 and 2, and first call for 3 and 4. So we're going to take a brief break here for a while. Those of you that have received champion, reserve champion awards, get a small sign. Maybe the fair, but they need to be checked back in. Your horse exhibitor on Saturday, and our livestock on Sunday. Check out. Signs are being hung up. while we're waiting to restart our market beef show, so we want to thank the Ag Society once again for the purchase of the new arena, all the equipment that you see on the arena. It's brand new this year, so we want to thank them very much for their support and the opportunity to get new equipment for our show. So you get an opportunity to see one of the members of the Ag Society board.
Yeah, excited. Right here, yes.
Any exhibitors that are interested in participating in the carcass contest, you need to see Shannon Peterson before the end of the day. If you're interested in participating in the carcass contest, please see Shannon Peterson before the end of the day. Also, once again, we're going to have water gallon meet sometime later on this afternoon here in Northwest County, sponsored by Fun Creek Marketplace. And we also have water available in the coolers that is sponsored by Flatwater Bank. So I want to thank both of them for the participation and certainly water on a day like today. Right now, we'll do, I expect to get started here fairly soon, so this will be the last call for our Class 1 and Class 2 and market steers. Last call for Class 1 and Class 2, 2 entries for first class, and 3 in second. And also second call for Classes 3 and 4. Second call for Classes 3 and 4. 3 entries in Class 3, 2 entries in Class 4. So we're about ready to get started. So we have our first 2 contestants for our Class 1. We can go ahead and get started as soon as we get our schools in. We'll be ready to go. So we have Class 1 that's about ready to enter the ring for our start of our market steer show. So this will be last call for Classes 3 and 4. Last call for Class 3 and 4 of our market steers. For those around the ring here, the Class 1 is calves weighing 1150 to 1170. 1150 to 1170 pounds.
Both these steers cover the basics in terms of finish and muscle, both extremely uniform for their fat cover, and they've done a nice job of feeding these guys. I think they both have big shapes in behind their shoulders and they're really stout on their pin set. I think maybe one just feels to be a touch more from the side. That may be the young lady in the range here. I think her steer probably just does a little bit better job tying its neck higher on the top side of her shoulder and a little bit fresher above his chest. And that's not quietly on the side. Certainly not to take away from your steer. All the products there, really nice market steer, maybe just not quite as fancy as the one ahead of them.
So results from class 1 of market steers. First purple goes to Crystal McConville, and second place purple to Emma Peterson. Gentlemen, we're bringing in class 2. We have 3 entries in that class. These are calves weighing 1204 to 1252 pounds.
She didn't want me to talk about
I like the white steer in this class. I think that one's right on his finish and right on his muscle. Certainly one that's the biggest on the top side of the shoulder, the biggest out of his pin set. That means that he's probably the most expressive there in his cycle. He's got the right kind of rib shape and also said that when in motion, maybe he's just not perfect there, but he's certainly throwing some of those steps to his body, so we'll take that one away. The steer that comes next, I think it's going to have a really big part. It's probably the one that's the most uniform, the most fat covered. And it still has plenty of muscle, like just balance and structure standpoint. He's not as good as the one ahead of him, we'll keep him there in second. And the steer that finishes third, I just think that one would put quite a fat cover on him. He's still pretty fair over his 12 and 13. And at the same time, doesn't come with the same amount of mass up higher from behind.
So the results for our class 2 of market steers. First place purple goes to Trina Pearson. Second place blue, Julie Jensen. Third place blue goes to Taylor Crown. Next in the ring is our third class of market steers. These steers weigh 1,258 to 1,386 pounds. There are 3 entries in this class.
All three of these steers are really nice, and I'm gonna give the young man a hard time about his red and white steer because when he was in showmanship, he critiqued his own steer for being his least favorite. And here he is in my class winner. I told him maybe he was being a little bit too hard on himself because I think there's a lot of really unique things about that one. That one is the most massive and behind the shoulder. It's extremely wide across the point. And then get behind that guy, you just have a ton of products and a ton of muscle. Yes, he's a little bit wide up there in his shoulder and wants to show out on his front end, but to come with that kind of body shape and mass, maybe have to give or take some things, but I still really like that steer. The young man's steer that's going to end up second, certainly one that lays his shoulder and a bit neater about. It's probably a little bit neater, his ankles up front. But I actually don't think that steer's going to be sounder than the one that's going to win. He's still a little bit tight there and his faster, and that's going to be extremely critical on one that's really high quality. The steer that's going to be third, I still think is one that's really good. That one is the deepest body. Everything just looks really productive on that. It's extremely uniform in his fat cover and heavy muscle. What it's going to get him in trouble is just that comparatively to the head one, he's just a little bit cleaner, isn't as neat as balance or eye.
So the results for Class 3 market steers. First place purple goes to Parker Walahowski. Second place purple to Spencer Walahowski. And third place purple with Gabrielle Caraway. Next in our league is going to be our fourth and final class of market steers. These are steers weighing 1,456 to 1,550 pounds. Following Class 4, we'll do our selection of our champion and reserve champion market steer. Following that, we have the bred and fed. So this will be first call for our bred and fed. Class 1, calves weighing 1,088 to 1,204 pounds. First call.
As we get into our heavyweights here, I think there's one that just puts together more good and balance and is still really fresh, which is hard to do when these steers get to be this way. And that's the young man's black steer. That one's just so much fresher up front and more beautiful the way it appears. Maybe that one could be a little bit stronger there behind the shoulder, a little bit deeper there at this point, but still get really nice steer to go ahead and win. The young lady's red steer that's going to be second is absolutely massive. I think that one's going to jump high, big from behind, and finished really good. But maybe we're pushing that line and maybe just being a little bit too much fat cover, but I still think he has the muscle to match it, not to be a field grade concern. So still a nice entry for the young lady with the red steer.
So the results from our fourth and final class of market steers. First place purple with Gage Schlegwitz. Second place purple goes to Lorelei Rickerson. Next in the league, we will be doing our champion of our selection of our champion and reserve champion market steer. So this will be second call for our bred and fed division. Calves weighing 1,088 to 1,204 pounds. Second call.
You were right.
So out here we have a selection of our champion market steer. I talked about this steer before, just how unique he was and the things he does right. He doesn't have to paint one paint. I think the rest of it makes up for that. The young man's red wine steer being a champion today.
So your champion market steer goes to Parker Wallace. Also want to thank the Dawson County Livestock 4-H boosters for their sponsorship of the Brandon Reserve Champion Market Day trophies. This will be last call for our first class of bred and fed. And this will be first call for classes 2 and 3. First call for classes 2 and 3 of bred and fed.
As we pull the second in that class into the ring, I think that steer is going to follow the best in terms of quality from the side and the mass that's on the top side of this building. Just a really nice way to follow that steer. The young man just entered the ring over here.
So your reserve champion, Martin Dickey, comes out of that third class, and that's Spencer Wallace. Next in the ring, we will have our red division. We will begin with our first class of the calves weighing 1,088 to 1,204 pounds. This will be last call for classes 2 and 3. Last call, classes 2 and 3 of bred and fed. Calves weighing 1,240 to 1,286. Calves weighing 1,326 to 1,424.
No. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just have to make sure I keep on the whole floor. Okay, look at that. I'm very
In the bred and fed division, we have a total of 5 classes, the maximum of 3 entries in each class. So this will be first call for classes 4 and 5 as well, please. First call for classes 4 and 5 in the bred and fed division. Just a reminder, if you want to be in the carcass contest, you need to get hold of Shannon Peterson before the end of the day, please. If you want to be in the carcass contest, please reach out to Shannon Peterson.
As we start our friend event show here, I think the Young Man's Black Steer is a really great way to kick it off. I think that was extremely high quality, and I commend him for being able to breed something like that. It's just good balance, tracking from the side, nose back with the right hand, and also congratulations to that exhibitor. The young lady's red steer that comes next, I think maybe my concern with him is the shape of his rib. Just gets a little bit flatter there behind his forearm, a little bit tighter, just maybe a little bit tighter moving his jaw by the end of his scales. That one's maybe just on the line, not being quite finished enough for me. But then you have the black and white steer that's probably the opposite from regard. That one's just so deep-sided and big-ribbed. But I think maybe that one's the lightest muscled steer. In fact, technically the fattest, and that starts to concern me a bit. So he'll be third.
Results from the first class of bred event. First place purple goes to Milner Schledwitz. Second place purple to Trina Pearson. And third place blue went to Addison Howard. Next in the ring is going to be our class 2 of our bred event. These calves weigh 1,240 to 186 pounds. This will also be second call for classes 4 and 5 of our bred event. Second call for 4 and 5.
Dad, Lloyd, where's the ring?
Lots of differences in these 3 cattle. I do like the black steer the best in terms of the balance and muscle that he combines, and then certainly unlike the white steer is a little bit sounder off of his rear too. That's maybe where he catches the edge for you to go ahead and move the class. A nice entry for the young man. The young lady's white steer certainly has the advantage in terms of just mass and power. That's the one with the biggest in behind his shoulders, the stoutest from behind. I just don't like that one when he set it into motion. He's so tight there in his hip compartment and the set of his hop. Just wish that would have a little bit more flex on the go. The young lady's black steer that's going to round out actually I think has the advantage in terms of the way he's assembled through his front 1/3, as well as being maybe the fresher steer who's more correct about his finish. I just think from their back you can't match the mass powers that you go ahead of it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave him in 3rd.
So the results from class 2 bred event. First place purple goes to Gage Schledwitz. Second place purple to Rylan Schledwitz. And third place blue went to Sarah Trevor. Entering the ring next is our third class. These calves weigh 1,326 to 1,424 pounds. This will also be the last call for classes 4 and 5. Last call for 4 and 5.
How are you, Mom?
Good.
A nice class that has a lot of differences in terms of back cover and finish. I do like the young ladies kind of white and smoke steer. I'm here to go ahead and start though. And maybe that one is pushing the line and maybe it's just a little bit too fat. But I think he has the muscle to match it. Certainly a line behind his shoulder and out of his pin set. I do wish that one maybe came a little bit more genuine and square to the ground. But then when you get him back onto the side, is again my favorite. Because that's a steer that balances really well. It's open, rib cage, takes a deep turn back into his leg. And maybe that's the issue I have with the young lady's black steer. I just don't love the way that one's rib cage is designed, especially maybe on a little bit older his shoulder. So I think it makes the flatness of his forearm even more excessive. But I do like the length and body on that steer when he gets him to go. That one certainly still fills his tracks. The young lady steer that's going to round out the class, I think that was embarrassed in his finish. Just needs a little bit more fat cover, and then when you get in behind him, is the narrowest to his top and the narrowest out of his pin set.
All right, the results from class 3 are red and red. First place, purple, went to Elizabeth David. Second place, purple, also went to Elizabeth David. And third place, blue, went to Sarah Trevick. The next class, class 4, that'll be entering the ring here shortly, momentarily, is going to be calves weighing 1,446 to 1,510 pounds.
into our heavyweights here. I think the black steer up front just handles that weight the best. And it's still the same time the most massive up high and from behind, not much finished right. Just really like everything about that steer, especially when he's stopped and posed, has a major balance advantage over the other two steers. Because the white steer that ends up being second is probably the most opened up about his shoulder. I don't like the way his neck sits on the top side of his skeleton, but certainly from there to that has so much product. Big up high, big from behind, and it's so really correct in his finish. The young lady's black steer that's going to be third, I think maybe that one doesn't have a touch too much finish, maybe doesn't have the mass up higher from behind to match it. Probably the big ratio knows the way that one's assembled up front. Really short in his neck, over about his shoulder.
All right, the results from our Class 4 bred and fed. First place purple went to Sydney Howard. Second place purple goes to Emma Howard. And third place blue was to Lorelei Ricketson. Our fifth and final class in our bred and fed is coming into the ring. These are calves that weigh 1,536 to 1,600 pounds. Following this class, we will have our selection of our champion and reserve champion bred and fed. So this will be our first call for our market heifers. We have a single entry for that. So following our bred and fed champion, we'll do our market heifer.
To wrap up our red and red division here with the heavyweights, I think the young lady's red and white steer is really nice. He is absolutely massive up high from behind. Maybe one of my more favorites in terms of the boldness of the rib cage and the depth he has in his flank. It's still finished really correctly. I think that one has a lot of high quality things. He's going to go ahead and start. The young lady's black steer that's going to go ahead and be second. Plenty of product, plenty of finish. I just think that was quite a bit cleaner the way he's assembled from the side, especially through his front one third.
So results from our fifth and final class of our bred and fed. First place purple went to Katie Anderson. Second place purple went to Greta Ricketson. Next in the ring, we'll be bringing in our first place class winners of our bred and fed for our selection of our champion bred and fed steer. And once again, following our bred champion, selection of our champion, reserve champion, bred and fed, we do have a market heifer entry. Next class. So in the ring now, we do have our first place from the first 5 classes of bred and fed for our selection of our champion bred and fed steer. Attention exhibitors, if you're doing a pen of 5, we'll be doing that immediately following our selection of our overall champion market piece. So be getting your pen of 5s together and bringing them to the whole into the arena so we can get that started once we complete the show. Market show.
There are 2 contests when it comes to a cattle show that I hold very near and dear to my heart. It is always something I look forward to and excelled at back in the day when I was this age, and that was showmanship and the bred and fed. I took a great deal of pride in the fact that I had a ranch at home, and that's what I brought to the fair. It always really excited me, and I hope these exhibitors feel the same way. With that being said, this is an extremely challenging selection I have out here because they're all quite a bit different. Quite a bit different weights as well. I'm just going to talk about a few that I just want you to follow my logic in. So the lightweight steer over here is probably my favorite from the side. I just think that one's the fanciest, the most attractive. But then maybe it can't compete with some of the more massive steers in here in terms of the shape that he comes out of the backside of the shoulder with and his pin with. But I still really like the quality about that steer. It is my favorite in that regard. The steer that's going to follow on next, I think that one's run into the symbol right and it's really fresh. Again, I think that's one of the lighter muscle steers in here. And maybe when I start to break down his hip and my leg structure, he doesn't become my favorite. The white smoke steer out here maybe gets to just be a little bit plain in his shape. Maybe we're pushing a little bit too much fat and it's a little bit straighter there than the ankle of the top. So maybe that one's not my favorite either. The black steer that comes next, I think that's one who's just a really great carcass steer. He's massive, he's finished right, but he just gets a little bit heavier up front. I can say the same about the red and white steer, but from his shoulder back, I actually like that one the best. His structure, his balance, his mass, his muscle. So it confuses me that my 2 favorites will be the lightweight steer here out of the first class and my heavyweight steer. And it's challenging to pick and choose because I love the quality that steer represents. And from that steer shoulder back, I think he also represents a lot of quality. I'm going to take in the whole picture, and I think I'm going to go here ahead and use the lightweight steer as your champion red and fed.
Your champion red and fed goes to Dillinger Schliglitz. The lightweight steer weight 1,170 pounds.
As we bring that second place in, it's like I said, the red and white steer from shoulder back, I think is the winner, and that's certainly going to be a reserve in that regard. Congratulations to this young lady.
Your reserve champion red and fed comes the heavyweight class, shown by Katie Anderson. Steer weight 1,536 pounds. Next in the ring, we're going to have our, once we do our trophy presentation until after our market up. So following our single market number entry, we will be doing our overall champion. Animal. We have a single market heifer in our section of overall champion market.
Yep.
That will consist of our three divisions, depending on the place of the market. Our steers, right?
Single entry here in our market heifer division, and she does just hit very eye-appealing, very attractive, high quality inside. They got finished right, so it comes with enough muscle. Maybe in a market heifer division, I wish it overwhelmed me just a little bit more up high from behind, but extremely high quality to look at from the side. I'm excited to bring the steers in here and evaluate your champion market beef.
So Lexi Johnson is our market heifer. Living place. Next to it, we'll have our champion and champion market heifer. Next, we're bringing in our market steers and then joining our champion market heifer for our selection of our overall champion market beef. So the sponsor for our overall champion market beef is Dawson County 4-H livestock boosters, both our Grand Reserve chicken trophies. If you have a representative that would like to present those following our session, come down to the table. We'll be down for you. Following our selection of our champion, our overall champion market, we'll do our top 4 renegade and cage stewardess. Red Rickardson, Laura Rickardson, and also Laura Rickardson here in the top 4 twice. So, presentation of our winners following our overall champion, selection of our overall champion market.
sheep and goat show this morning to the beef cattle show tonight. I'd like to commend this county on their quality of beef cattle that they brought, both in their feeder calf division and the show I got to judge today. I was extremely impressed by all the hardworking kids and the quality they brought to the table. It's always a great time when I get to look at my quality livestock and work with great kids. So thank you guys so much, and thank you to my ring help, thank you to the announcers, and thank you to everyone that made the show happen today. I'd like everyone to give a big round of applause for those people. As I go ahead and select your champion market beef, there's still a steer that just as overwhelmed me from the first second I saw him in terms of his muscle, mass, and quality. Again, Michigan fits the shoulder, but today the rest of them is going to be enough to go ahead and be named your champion steer, Dawson County.
Your champion overall market beef goes to Parker Walahowski.
And then certainly the one that catches my eye next is the steer out of that same division, the one that hits me really high quality and sound from the side, and extremely muscular, fine from behind. I think that's a really nice steer to go ahead and be your reserve. Give that young man a round of applause.
And your third champion goes to Spencer Walahowski. Congratulations to both Parker and Spencer. As I mentioned previously, we need our top 4 renegade. We need Dave Stiglitz, Greta Rickerson, and Lorelei Rickerson. These are the three ones. We're finished with our trophy presentation. For presentation of our renegade winners. So now we're going to do the presentation of our renegade winners. Dawson County Fair. Our top 4. Our top 4 actually have 3 contestants. So to begin with, our 4th place in our rate of gain contest, Lorelei Rickerson with a rate of gain of 3.16. 3rd place also goes to Lorelei Rickerson with a rate of gain of 3.29. Our reserve champion rate of gain goes to Greta Rickerson with a rate of gain of 3.45. And your champion rate of gain goes to Dave Stiglitz, a rate of gain of 3.61. Congratulations to our exhibitors. Our pen 5 is going to be next, so hopefully we have those assembled. If we have those assembled, please bring those up to the holding area and let's get started on our pen 5. And so we go after the pen 5, just to give it a heads up, we will have our count cap and single entry in the count cap. Next up is our pen 5. For our audience, the club group of 5 market kids, which is about to end the arena. 4-H club may have 1 or 2 club groups of 5. Cats can be of either sex, and each group must be 3 different colors. The club has 2 groups, both can have calves in both groups. There's 1 4-H group, club group of 5. Augustus, if you can get your count cap paired together, we'll leave you following the pair 5. That's the start, your count cap. So if anybody wants to be in the carcass contest, please come see Shannon Peterson as soon as possible. If you want to be in the carcass contest, please come see Shannon Peterson. I am not in the carcass contest, that is definitely for the kids. Once we select the Pin 5, there's an award of excellence that goes to the club. Pin 5 from 4-H Market Beef with Dawson County Fair, and that's been sponsored by the Dawson County Cattle Association.
Out here in our Pin 5, I always think it's impressive when the club can put together 5 entries, and all of them are really high quality. At a second or first, I think each and every one of these calves out here brings something to the table. There is one club out here though that consistently probably just have my top favorites of the day. Consistently brought high quality cattle. That's going to be this group here in front of me. Congratulations.
So the award this year goes to Summer Livestock, champion Pin 5. And our second purple of the Pin 5 was Tail Twisters. Congratulations. Now we have final acting for our day. We have the Hellcat, Augustus Barnes, is a single entry here with Hellcat Charlotte.
If they're already having to line
the cow-calf there, shown by Augustus Barnes.
To wrap up our beef shows, our cow-calf pair, they got a nice Charlotte cow-calf pair here. I think that cow's extremely feminine. Maybe I wish she was just a little bit easier pushing, but that's a big growth calf that she's got on her. Really nice entry, and I'd like to commend these two exhibitors because I just asked how many head they brought to the fair, and they said 23, which is a lot. So give them a round of applause.
So our single entry for our cow-calf pair. First place in purple goes to Augustus Barnes. And that concludes our beef show today. Thank you again to Gracie Schneider, Keith Kaiser, and Travis Beaver for helping us in the ring and checking the gate. And certainly to our judge, Holly Heckenborg.